Hey everyone, this is Jess Markowitz, Superstar Director of Jesse's Angels Saving Lives here in Las Vegas, and it is tax time. Today's also the end of the month, so we've got lots going on. I'm in my office, but in cozy because I'm going to be up all night. But I was asked to share a little bit of how I track my expenses. It's a very simple process, but it does take some time to learn as well as discipline to keep it consistent. So the first, if you're brand new and you've never tracked your expenses before, don't freak out that you haven't been doing it. What I always tell everybody is to just basically go back to as far as you can think of and just log whatever you can. If you don't have receipts from expenses that you spent, to for records, then just kind of write down to the most detail that you can. Where was it? How much you spent? What was the purpose? And for the most part, when you're brand new, they know that you're just learning how to track your expenses. So they kind of give you a little bit of a flexibility if you ever got audited. But as long as you track your expenses pretty well, you should be okay and you shouldn't get audited. I've been doing this for almost 7 years and I've, knock on wood, have not been audited and everything just went through. I just got my tax returns approved and everything again. So, all right. So, how do you track your expenses? Well, the first thing is you want to. What did I just do with my? I thought I just had it with me. I just had it. Oh, I brought it over to my. I was gonna file it before somebody asked me to do this video, so I brought it over to my file cabinet. So, anyways, the first thing you want to do is get yourself a accordion folder. So I label it the year of, and then I just put business expenses, and then every single month I have it. Ooh, this is a long one. I have every single month mapped out, so January through December, and every receipt, anything that I spend on my business, I print it out and I put it in that month, like this. I suggest that every week you take out your receipts from your a little. I'm trying to see. Mine's in my wallet in my bag downstairs. But if you get some type of like a little pouch, like a pencil holder from Walmart, and just something that you will consistently put all your business expenses in, so it's all in one place and you don't lose them. Believe me, I've been there. I put receipts in. I used to put receipts in my pocket, going, "Oh yeah, I'll remember," and then I wash it, and then it's gone. So it may happen a couple times to you, but once you get it on a system and you say darn enough times, you will remember to put it inside your little special envelope or pouch or whatever you want to call it. I'm still so a lot of people now. What an easy, convenient thing to do is use a bank bag. Bring a bank bag around with you and just stick all your receipts in there. And on maybe on Friday or Sunday or whenever's your downtime, just go and log them, which is what I'm going to share with you right now. So, what I mean by log is I will go through and take all my receipts and then I'll put them into an Excel spreadsheet. I have meals and entertainment is one of my slots. So anything that you take a client out for some coffee or food that you purchased when you were on a Scentsy event, if you go out of town for a Scentsy event, you can log that. A consultant that you are doing some training with and you ate lunch with, or you spent money on, again, a meeting, a coffee date or whatever, for to talk to somebody about the business opportunity, or a hostess, you were coaching them and you bought them coffee, whatever that might be, you log it under meals and entertainment. Postage is another. So when you go to the post office and you spend money on like postcards, stamps, just mailing catalogs, whatever, you log all that. I'm actually going to pull mine up right now so I don't mess up any. Another one is travel. So travel is when you do travel for your Scentsy business. And let's see. There we go. Okay, just so I don't mess up any of them. So you travel for your Scentsy business. So that would be including your airline tickets, your hotel. So that's lodging. Parking ticket, like parking fees, things like that. I still personally put my meals that I spend on that in my meal section, so it's what it actually is, and then I just have a note section that says what it actually was. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip my screen so you guys can see my expenses. So I have where it was, the date, the purpose, the how much I spent, and then I have a note section for more detail. I do that for every single section, okay? So gifts. Gifts have to do with when you are gifting a product, you're spending money that you invest in. And so sometimes you will pay for shipping for a client because they spent a lot. And so you want to gift them the shipping, you know, say they're out of state. That is a gift. Here in Nevada, where I live, it's $25, excuse me, per person per circumstance. So you could only write off $25. So you don't want to be giving people for hostess rewards, like for booking, like, hey, I'll give you a warmer for booking a party in addition to your hostess rewards that's worth $35, because then you can only write off $25 of that. Unless you bought it for half off, then you can. And then you can coach the people that become your consultants how you did that, so they don't think they have to spend $35 in order to, you know, get a party booked. So I definitely be careful of how you spend your gifts and document them correctly. So I'm looking at mine. Thank you gifts that I do is when people spend money online and they pay shipping, I will gift them back a scent circle or a car bar. Depending on how much they spend. So if they spend over $50, they get a car bar from me, and if they spend less, they get a scent circle. But it's basically a compensation for them paying shipping and me thanking them for utilizing me, because they can go on anybody's website. So that type of thing, the gift part is what I write off in my gifts, and then I write off the postage under my postage. So one thing you could do is just when you get free and half off items, you can just, what I do is I bulk up on half off items for my 6-pack of scent circles and car bars, and then I print out the receipt of when I pay for it, and then I write it off already, and then I know that that has already been logged for gifts. And what I do is I put my records, if I ever got audited, I make sure on the receipt that if I give them anything, they this isn't a good example. I'll write gift and what it is, and then so I know that they'll know where that scent circle went, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. This is January. Okay. Now, that's how, one thing I do that's so important, you guys, because when you're, once you, let's say a week goes by and you pull out all your receipts, you may forget why you went to Starbucks, who you went there with, whatever. Maybe you're 2 weeks behind. So what I do is I train myself over time, you'll get used to this, is that the second you spend money, just grab a pen or keep a highlighter and a pen in your purse, or ask the people that you're, at Starbucks, can I borrow your pen? Circle the date, circle the price, and then write the purpose of what you were spending the money for. So you could say, lunch, coffee date with prospective consultant, Susie Smith. So then there's reasons behind it. So again, if you ever get audited, there's specific details of why that was purchased. And then I keep everything by month. So, if everything's just broken down. I highlight the name of the company, the price, the date, and then because we all know that receipts kind of like the print comes off, so that'll help it not come off. There's also I really need to use this, but I don't. This is called, if you're more like, you like things just efficient, it's called the Neat. You could scan in your receipts and it goes into a file. To have the service, it is a paid service. That's why I've just never done it, but I don't know, I have it. I might as well do it. But that's another way to log everything, and it actually logs and calculates everything for you. So it just depends on, you know, how savvy you are. I'm kind of old school and I just put it into a regular Excel spreadsheet, but this is an option for you. And then you could just get rid of all the receipts because it's all in the catalog. I mean, in the file. But I would back it up because if anything ever happened to your computer, then you have no receipts. So just a little, you know, tip there. Okay, so another one that I do is marketing. Marketing is huge. So fundraising should always be logged as marketing. If you write a check to your coordinator of the fundraiser, you always want to put marketing in the subject so you can get it written off as a marketing expense, because fundraising is definitely marketing, right? Your warmer of the month, your PWS on your website. If you do any events, the fees that you do, all of your business supplies like Vistaprint, and if you American Hero, if you buy, you know, marketing products, any of your, I have so many. Oh, if you have a region subscription, if you subscribe to region 2 or 3, your internet, like I have a service called Tierra.net, and it actually, it's $5 a month, which basically links my website to a shorter website link name. Mine's called justfragrance.com, but when they click on that, it goes to my jessicamarkowitz.scentsy.us. But it's so long, I wanted something more catchy and shorter, so I pay that $5 a month so people can see that more catchy. That's the name of my business that I call it. It's called Just Fragrance. So that's worth it to me. You don't have to do that. I did not start doing that till about 5 years into my business. So it's just an expense you have to decide whether you're going to do. But that's $5 a month. What else is marketing? Yeah, all your branding, any apparel that you buy, Scentsy Family Store, all your Scentsy Family Store products you want to log. Now, a little tip is when you buy your Scentsy Family Store products, if you're ordering them on a party, which is where products are being purchased, I would create its own customer name and name it Scentsy Family Store. So when you're ready to pull everything, it'll pull just those orders and it'll all be in one, and you can print out just the family store stuff. So that's what I would definitely do. I just realized I need to put this in there. But anything that's in the family store is marketing, because it's all about branding and business supplies and all of that stuff. So, what else? What's the next one I have here? I said postage. So business supplies, other than the marketing, would be like when you buy something from Best Buy, like if you bought, like I have this thing that, let me show you. It's called the Dymo label writer. It's awesome. It can make postage labels as well as labels like for your return labels. It's amazing. I love it. Such a great investment. Things like that. If you buy things from Hobby Lobby for like thank you cards, example is if you go to Target and you buy some napkins for a party that's like a party theme that your client, your hostess wants. Let's see. If you spend money on Office Depot, I mean, all those type of things, those are all business supplies. So things like the Dollar Tree, if you buy like little tiny trinkets for home parties and stuff, I would do business supplies, and just the notes would be a party and whose party it was. So that's a big suggestion. The one big thing that most people ask me about is tracking their mileage. Now, again, that is truly something that you have to get used to, and don't kill yourself if you forgot for a while. Again, do the best that you can, kind of backtrack yourself. And what I've used from the very beginning, which I'm really glad I did, I downloaded an app on my phone. Some people use MileQ, I think that's what it's called, or Q Miles. I don't know. I think the different apps on, you could just literally go to your app store on your Apple or your Android and tile in miles. I use MileBug. That's what I just always use, so I've never changed it. The cool thing, what it does, I'll show you, is it asks you where your originated destination, like where you originate from. Like I'll put home, like if I'm leaving from home, and then where I'm going, so I'll put the address and for what purpose, and so what the purpose is, the vehicle number if you kind of jump in from different cars. So I just have two vehicles, my car, which is my main car, but sometimes I'll use my husband's because he has a big huge truck, and if I'm doing an event I need to use his truck. Our starting mileage and then our end mileage. And what the cool thing is that MileBug, you could literally just email yourself a report, and it's broken down, and it literally tells me how much miles I've used for both vehicles, and what the expense was, because it tell you put in what your tax deduction would be. So for Nevada, it's like 52.5 cents a mile, and then it calculates how much it was. So for instance, for my husband, his car I didn't use much. I only drove 134 miles that whole year, so it was $71.69 back. But with mine, I drove about 38.91, and so oh, I'm missing 2 months on here because I did it till the 10th, but I mean till October, and then I have two more. But anyways, $2,081. That's a lot of mileage and a lot of a return. So but this is the most like legit way to track everything. So if you ever got audited, you're like, bam, here's everything reason why, all my expenses and why I wrote all that off. If you keep it up, you'll be fine. Again, it'll take some time. I still, to this day, and I've done doing this for almost 7 years, I still sometimes forget to end my mileage. And then my husband will take my car and he goes off to work, and I'm like, oh, so I'll just have to calculate. I'll subtract how many miles he just drove from work to back, and I'll take that off the mileage, and then I'll end the trip on my app. Something I had to learn, I suggest you emailing your mileage report to yourself every month, because if anything ever happens, you change your phone and you forget to email yourself, all of your mileage would be gone. That's the only thing about using electronic. So just email yourself every month, and so you have as much as possible. Once I lost 6 months worth of mileage because of that. That's how I learned. I always learn the hard way. If you are kind of a writing down kind of person, honestly, all you need to do is make yourself like a little Excel spreadsheet or even a notepad. The date, your starting destination, where you're going, address, your starting phone call. Okay, working again. But anyways, and then you can calculate your mileage, and then you could do it just by month, and then you could just total the month, and then, at the end of the year, just total all your pages up, 12 pages of your month, and then that's what you give your tax preparer, and then you have this log. So again, it's up to you what you'll actually do. They always say a system that you actually do is the most effective system. So if you're not going to keep up with it writing, and you obviously want to keep this in your car, then don't do this way. If you're more of an electronic person, if you're not going to do the electronic way, you're more of a hands-on, then do it this way. But the most I'm going to say is just try to be as accurate and as consistent as possible, and eventually it's going to be like the back of your hand. You're just going to get in the car and automatically turn on your trip. Get in the car and automatically write down your stuff. It's just like a system that's built in your brain. But I promise you, you will not regret tracking your expenses. A home-based business is a wonderful tax deduction. Here in Nevada, I don't know if it's different in your state. You want to ask your tax preparer. I'm not a tax advisor, but you can have a loss on your business for up to two or 3 years, as long as they see that you're actually working and getting an income. So it's a really good way to help your tax bracket. If you're in a high one, all the deductions that you need is going to really help. If your husband or your wife, whoever makes doesn't work Scentsy but does another job, or you have another job on top of it, if you're making a lot of money, then your home-based business is really going to help you out. So I hope that you all got your questions answered. If you didn't, just message me down here and I will do my best to try to check back as fast as possible to answer your questions. And yeah, this is a tax deductions is the best one of the best bonuses of having a home-based business. So definitely utilize them. If you're not utilizing them, you're hurting yourself. Really fast, another really big thing that people don't know is your office space. If you have an office space just for your Scentsy business, you can write that square footage off, and like the air conditioning, the electricity, your cell phone, your internet, a portion of that is tax deductible because you're using it for your business. So really talk to your tax advisor all the different things that you can write off because you want to take advantage of everything. Okay. So hope this helped. And until next time, have a sensational day. Bye.